What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to go through the house of Maison Kurkdjian, MFK. So this is a perfume house that was created 10 years ago. It's fairly new and very hyped up within the fragrance community. There are about 25-30 fragrances in the whole house. I have probably all of the samples. I got them directly from the website, which is a great website to actually try the perfumes because they give you sample sets for a very decent price. We should probably start off with the lighter perfumes and we'll dive into the richer ones, the deeper ones at the end. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Aqua Vitae Forte. I actually own a bottle of this one. I think that within the Aqua line, this is the most unique and special one. This is basically my dream ylang ylang scent. I love the note of ylang ylang, which is a tropical, buttery yellow flower. Delicious, kind of sweet. It gives you the vanilla vibe. So this is, even though it doesn't have the note of vanilla in it, it's kind of a citrusy, floral, vanillic perfume. And all those together make up for a very lovely scent. Very good, especially during the spring. This can go very well on a woman as well as a man. Probably a bit more feminine, but I don't mind wearing it at all. Next we have Aqua Celestia and Aqua Universalis Forte, okay? So the Aqua Celestia is the most citrusy out of the whole Aqua line, okay? So this is very reminiscent of a clean, soapy, citrusy scent. I don't know if you have traveled a lot, but 10 years ago, before serving you lunch on an airplane, the hostess would actually give you a napkin soaked in a citrusy scent, and this is very reminiscent of that moment, at least regarding me. This is obviously cleaner and more natural smelling, but I am transported straight up in an airplane and about to get my lunch when I'm smelling this. It's clean, it's musky, floral, a little bit floral, but mostly it's all about those lemons, limes, and grapefruits in general. Okay, so extremely citrusy. Next we have Aqua Universalis Forte. Okay, so this is probably the most loved out of the whole Aqua line, and I understand why, because this is a very unique citrusy scent, okay, which mixes notes of white florals with the citruses in a lovely way. So I basically finished the sample in a heartbeat because I think it is very well made, but I am not sure it's unique enough to warrant a purchase of a full bottle, okay? So when it comes to Aqua Vitae Forte, this is unique enough for me to spend 175 euros. When it comes to Aqua Universalis Forte, I'm not sure it's unique enough because 175 euros is a lot of money, especially for 70 ml. So very lovely scent, but to me, not worth the actual full bottle. Next, we're gonna go with a couple that I pretty much hate, okay? So Amyris pour homme and APOM pour homme. By the way, I don't have the feminine versions of all these because I already tried the whole sample set and I gave it to my girlfriend who went through all of them in less than a week. And honestly, I wasn't really impressed with any of them, okay? So they all smell good, but not good enough for me to go and spend the money on the bottle and give it to my girlfriend, because that's not what I want her to smell. There are perfumes a lot more special, okay? So honestly, I think he's very good, Francis Kurkdjian, when it comes to making unisex perfumes, but when it comes to straight feminine perfumes, he can actually do better, okay? So Amyris and APOM, they share a common trait, which is some sort of a note reminiscent of the new version of Le Mal, okay? Which to me is like the worst fragrance on earth. It's literally quite disgusting, synthetic, not at all what it used to be. It used to be a powerhouse, a bomb, something that would make you wanna actually eat it straight up from the bat. Nowadays, with all the reformulations, Le Mal became probably the last fragrance I would actually buy on planet Earth. Disgusting. So I'm not really gonna delve into Amyris and APOM, okay? They're a bit too sweet. They give me some sort of a headache, and they remind me of those synthetic notes that make Le Mal. Okay, so forget about it. Next we have Lumière Noire, which is in my probably top 3 in from this house. So Lumière Noire is a mix of patchouli and rose. It is quite beautiful, and I literally have like 6 to 7 sprays left. This is fantastic during the hot weather, very unique, kind of a unique take on the combination of patchouli and rose. It's very fresh, invigorating, and probably full bottle worthy, especially considering that it's the least expensive out of the whole line. This is 140 because it's an eau de toilette, 140 euros. Masculin pluriel, it's probably the most typical type of fougère. So this is a mix of tonka beans and male notes and woody notes. Yeah, this is a bit too typical, okay? This has been done already a lot of times. It smells good. It's a powdery take on the fougère type of perfume, okay? So good stuff, but not good enough to warrant a full bottle. Definitely not. So let's go with Gentle Fluidity Gold and Silver. Out of the two, I probably prefer the gold because it's basically centered on vanilla. This is a sweet candied vanilla that is good when it's cold, but only when you're in the mood of having a sweet scent around you, because it could be balanced a little bit better with the woody notes. And honestly, it's straight up vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. It does the vanilla thing very well, but sometimes it's overbearing, okay? So I have some sort of a love and hate relationship with this. The scent is pretty much done. I only have 4 sprays left, and I'm gonna keep them when I have like this need for some sweet vanilla. It happens sometimes, especially at night. Whereas the Gentle Fluidity Gold is a lot more wearable, a lot more masculine, a lot drier. So this is pretty much a black currant perfume with woods. Yeah, this is good stuff, guys. It's not the most unique scent in the world, but it's very well made, and it does not cost as much as the others. This is also 140 euros for a bottle. So if you're into black currant, woody, typical masculine scents, you can go for Gentle Fluidity. Silver. The gold is a lot more feminine, even though it can be unisex, of course, and a lot more centric on the vanilla, which I love. But when it comes to vanilla, there are perfumes that I love more, but we'll go over those in another video. Alright, so next up we have probably the most famous out of the whole line, the most talked about. It's Grand Soir, which is the big brother of Petit Matin. So this is Small Morning and this is Big Night, okay, literally. Petit Matin is an extremely easy to wear citrusy floral perfume that doesn't scream uniqueness, but it screams well made, good ingredients, typical clean out of the shower type of perfume. Okay, so I don't have much left, but I'm still gonna spray it just for the sake of it. Yeah, very light, zingy, citrusy perfume, perfect for the morning, as the name of the perfume itself states. Okay, so this is the first thing you would want to spray yourself with as you get out of the shower. Okay, nothing too complicated, and this will dissipate within 5 to 6 hours. So for the night, you can go ahead and spray yourself with Soir, which, to be honest, I also have a love and hate relationship with this perfume. Why? Because it has one of the most breathtaking openings in perfumery, but on my skin it dries down to become way too sweet, way too candied, way too feminine, and not feminine in a way that it's like a sensual woman, but feminine in a way that it's overly sweet, because it simply mixes ingredients that altogether don't have much of a balance. So what does it have? This has vanilla, benzoin, amber, resinous notes, and it all sums up to something that is pretty much a little bit too much to wear, especially during the hot weather. So this is only for the cold weather. Fantastic opening. I wish this would be what I smelled on my skin all along, but it isn't. After a few minutes, it starts becoming like a burnt caramel, sweet, sort of balsamic. It's really something that I can't fall in love with, but I can appreciate the quality of the materials used in it. And I understand why it's so hyped up. I understand why it gets so much praise and so much love. It's just not the right fragrance for me. Things might change in the future, but I gave this a lot of tries. This is my second sample. I don't want to make the mistake of buying a full bottle and then be like, I'm not going to wear this. So yeah, half of the second sample is gone. Go figure that out. Honestly, for me, when it comes to ambers, this house has the ultimate amber in the world for my personal taste. The sample is pretty much gone. 2 sprays left. It's Ciel de Gum, which used to be an exclusive of the Gum mall in Russia, I think Moscow. And this is basically the most unique amber-based perfume on earth, period. You will get a blast of something reminiscent of a past life, at least when it concerns me. I don't know why, this gives me the impression that I've known this scent all of my life, yet I don't know where I know it from. It's so weird, it's difficult to put into words. But simply put, this is a mix of amber, jasmine, and some sort of a petrochemical, industrial, weird, burnt feeling. It's an accord that I honestly never smelled, yet it is so familiar. Go figure that out. I cannot wait to get a full bottle of this. Unfortunately, it is probably the most expensive, except for the extraits. This goes for 195 euros for 70 ml. So I'm taking my time with this sample, but honestly, I dream about this scent at night. This is haunting me. Weird stuff, and I don't know why, but it dries down to the most delicious vanillic ambery perfume on earth. So the first time you try it, you might be put off by this industrial, weird, gasoline-like feeling, but bear in mind that it will dissipate within a few minutes and you will be left with an aura of Eden. This to me is paradise in a bottle. Paradise. So Ciel de Gum, my favorite amber of all time. I like this more than any other amber from any other house. So probably my number one perfume from the house. I also like a few from the Wood line, which is coming up right now. So we have Oud Satin Mood, Oud Silk Mood, we have Oud, we have Oud Extrait, we have Satin Mood Extrait, we have all of the extraits. And this is where the complexity of fragrances from this house pop up the most, okay? So you're paying 195 for the regular eau de parfum, and you're paying 295 euros for the extrait versions, which is a lot of money. So there's only one out of the extraits that I think deserves that amount of money, and that is simply Oud Extrait, because it is so much different from the original one. Can't really find it. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Oud Extrait. So this is richer than the original, a little bit more sugary, but balanced perfectly with the woods. And the oud is not the type of fecal oud that can put you off, except for the Velvet Mood and the Cashmere Mood, which honestly are two fragrances I don't really get, because it's straight up, I'm in the middle of a farm, surrounded by trees and pigs and mud. Okay, I don't get these fragrances, and I tried a lot of wood-based fragrances, natural ones. And these two, they just don't become wearable enough for me to actually buy a bottle. So this is straight up the dirty stuff, okay? Velvet Mood especially. Velvet Mood is anything but velvet. It's straight up weird. But, you know, this is how artist works. Okay, nowadays, these perfumes from certain niche houses have an artistic touch which makes them special and unique, but not necessarily wearable. Okay, but what I like in a perfume is when it's unique and wearable at the same time, like Silk Mood and Satin Mood. These two are honestly out of this world. Satin Mood is a vanillic rosy biscuit. Silk Mood is just rose and oud. Obviously more leaning towards the rose. Okay, none of these have that extreme punch that the oud usually gives to a fragrance. That's because Francis Kurkdjian uses oud from Laos, which is a lot more easy to wear compared to oud from India and Cambodia and other ouds that are more dirty. So out of these, I really love Oud Extrait, Oud Silk Mood, Eau de Parfum and Extrait, but the Eau de Parfum is enough for me because I'm not going to pay an extra $100 for something that smells pretty much the same. And Oud Satin Mood, Eau de Parfum as well. They're all very wearable, very unique. Satin Mood is slightly feminine. Silk Mood, perfect for a man because it's a dark rose. Dark, woody, deep, rich, amazingly well-made rose. So yeah, that was an overview of the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you again soon. Take it easy.